Hello everyone, hello. Cesare here with more Mass Effect. Here we are in town here. Did we ever a quick tally with some new gear? I don't know if we did. Okay, yeah we did. Okay. Omnigel. Alright, so, where the fuck was I? Oh yeah, we were in C-Sec. So, if I remember correctly, the only place we haven't gone yet is the dock, which was down here? Docking bay? Yeah. Let's head down to the docking bay, and that's what we'll start with. You're excellent. Work wasn't excellent, but you're accounting for that in weekend wilderness. Or you're not accounting for that. Sure. Alright, go.
I've heard some humans are angry at the Quarians after the attack on Eden Prime. After all, you created the Geth.
The Geth killed billions and forced us from our homeworld. Most Quarians believe we have paid properly for our mistake.
Hopefully, having you with us fighting Saren will change people's minds.
Alright. Yeah. I'm sorry the census job hasn't been as exciting as you may have hoped, but hey, you'll get it. It can only get better, right? We're gonna start putting points into Intimidate and Spectre training. We want to get to Unity quickly. That's where the next bit of points are gonna go before we start putting points into Intimidate. And we'll put more points in shotgun. Points are kind of all over the place right now. Udina, talk to Udina.
I've got big news for you, Shepard. Captain Anderson is stepping down as commanding officer of the Normandy. The ship is yours now.
She's quick and quiet, and you know the crew. Perfect ship for a Spectre. Treat her well, Commander.
This isn't right. The Normandy belongs to you.
You needed your own ship. A Spectre can't answer to anyone but the Council. And it's time for me to step down.
Come clean with me, Captain. You owe me that much.
I was in your shoes 20 years ago, Shepard. They were considering me for the Spectres.
What happened?
I failed. I couldn't make the cut. It's not something I'm proud of. Ask me later and I'll tell you the whole story. For now, all you need to know is, I was sent on a mission with Saren, and he made sure the Council rejected me. I had my shot. It came and went. Now you have a chance to make up for my mistakes.
Hi,
I won't
Captain
let you
Anderson.
down, sir.
Saren's gone. Don't even try to find him. But we know what he's after. The conduit. He's got his Geth scouring the Traverse looking for clues.
We had reports of Geth in the Pharos system shortly before our colony there dropped out of contact, and there have been sightings around Noveria.
Find out what Saren was after on Pharos and Noveria. Maybe you can figure out where the conduit is before he does.
The Reapers are the real threat.
I'm with the Council on this one, Shepard. I'm not sure they even exist.
But if they do exist, the conduit's the key to bringing them back. Stop Saren from getting the conduit, and we stop the Reapers from returning.
I'll stop him.
We have one more lead. Matriarch Benezia, the other voice in that recording. She has a daughter, a scientist who specializes in the Protheans. We don't know if she's involved, but it might be a good idea to try and find her. See what she knows. Her name's Liara, Dr. Liara Tassoni. We have reports she was exploring an archaeological dig on one of the uncharted worlds in the Artemis Tau cluster.
Alright guys, what do you want to do? Do you want to start with Pharos, start with Noveria, or one of the Uncharted World, archaeological digs on the Uncharted World? Help us out here. What are we thinking? Go with Noveria because it sounds like Noaria? Alright.
Maybe I can get to Noveria before the Geth.
It's your decision, Commander. You're a Spectre now. You don't answer to us.
But your actions still reflect on humanity as a whole. You make a mess and I get stuck cleaning it up.
I'll do whatever it takes to stop Saren.
Not exactly the answer I was looking for, Shepard. Remember, you were a human long before you were a Spectre. I have a meeting to get to. Captain Anderson can answer any questions you might have.
Yeah. Alright, let's talk to Anderson. What do you
Yes,
got?
Commander?
How are you holding up?
Honestly, this isn't how I pictured my career coming to an end. Pushing papers really isn't my thing, but you're the one who can stop Saren. I believe in you, Shepard. If that means I have to step aside, so be it.
Tell me what happened with you and Saren 20 years ago.
It's close to 20 years ago now. Ambassador Goyle was our representative here on the Citadel. Like Udina, she wanted to get a human into the Spectres. She chose me. The Council sent Saren to keep an eye on me and evaluate my performance, just like they sent Nihilus to keep tabs on you.
I think I deserve the whole story.
We had intel on a rogue scientist being funded by Batarian interests. He was trying to set up a facility to develop illegal AI technology out in the Verge. Alliance intel had done all the work, but the Council wanted a Spectre involved. We compromised. I was assigned to help Saren in his investigation. We tracked the scientist to a refining facility on Kamala. He was hidden away somewhere inside, protected by an army of Batarian mercenaries. The plan was simple. Sneak into the plant, capture the scientist, sneak back out. Quick, quiet, and a minimum of bloodshed.
I'm guessing things didn't go as planned.
Saren and I split up to cover more ground. Then about halfway through the mission, there was a massive explosion in the refinery core. Officially, it was ruled an accident, but I think Saren detonated it on purpose to draw off the enemy guards.
You have to go on a drive 2 cities over for your census ID badge? Oh no. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, people want to know if you're actually where you come from. I'm with them on this.
How many casualties?
The explosion tore the refinery to shreds. The whole place was on fire. Black chemical clouds poured out into the atmosphere. Nobody inside survived. There was a camp for the workers and their families nearby. Between the fires and the toxic fumes, the final death count was over 500. Mostly civilians. Saren didn't care. The target was eliminated, mission accomplished, and I ended up taking the blame. That ended all talk of me joining the Spectres.
Saren caused the explosion. How'd he pin it on you?
In his report, Saren accused me of blowing his cover. He said it was my fault the guards were ready for us. He claimed that's why it turned into a massacre. Saren's report was all the proof the Council needed to kill my chances of becoming a Spectre.
The only thing I care about is stopping Saren.
You're right, Commander. It's no good living in the past.
Alright, let's find out about Novaria.
What can you tell me about Novaria?
Novaria's trouble. Always has been. The whole planet's basically a center for corporations to conduct illegal research. Watch your back there, Shepard. Spectres are about the only form of Citadel authority Novaria respects. But they aren't popular.
I want to know the truth about you and Saren. I want to know about the mission you were on together all those years ago.
We had intel on a rogue scientist being funded by Batarian. Alliance intel had done all the work.
Yeah, we know
tracked
about
the
this.
scientist to a refining facility on Kamala.
Well, let me skip this.
The plan was simple. Sneak into the plant, capture the scientist,
Yeah,
sneak
The
back
only
out.
thing I care
You're
about
right,
is stopping.
Commander. It's no good living in the past.
Okay, what about Pharos? What?
Any extra intel you can give me on our colony at Pharos?
The entire planet used to be one giant Prothean city. Mostly ruins now. But some of the infrastructure is still intact. The colony tried to build on what the Protheans left behind. We lost all contact with them when the Geth attacked.
And the Artemis Tau.
What do you know about the Artemis Tau cluster?
Not much. I've never been there myself. A handful of systems with a few small, uncharted worlds, but no real colonies. Might not be easy finding Dr. Tassoni out there. My advice is to look for the world with the Prothean ruins.
I should go.
I'll be here if you need anything.
Alright, so we're going to be heading to Novaria first, at Astral's behest. Yeah, Astral, I get why they'd be requesting it, that of you, at least. That makes sense.
Stand by, shore party. Decontamination in progress.
I heard what happened to Captain Anderson. Survives 100 battles and then gets taken down by backroom politics. Just watch your back, Commander. Things go bad on this mission, you're next on their chopping block.
Saren's out there somewhere, and we're gonna find him.
Everyone on this ship's behind you, Commander. 100%. Intercom's open. If you got anything you want to say to the crew, now's the time.
This is Commander Shepard speaking. We have our orders. Find Saren before he finds the conduit. I won't lie to you, crew. This mission isn't going to be easy. This began with an attack on a human settlement in the Traverse. But we know Saren won't stop there. His Geth armies aren't going to stay on the far fringes of Citadel space. For too long, our species has stood apart from the others. Now it's time for us to step up and do our part for the rest of the galaxy. Time to show them what humans are made of. Our enemy knows we're coming. When we go into the Traverse, Saren's followers will be waiting for us. But we'll be ready for them, too. This is the most important mission any of us have ever been on. The fate of an entire galaxy is at stake. We will stop Saren, no matter what the cost.
Well said, Commander. Captain will be proud.
The captain gave up everything so I could have this chance. We can't fail.
Yes, sir.
They've never asked you for it personally, but they have asked your brother. Your brother's doing the same job? That's kind of neat. Talk to Joker. Get to know Joker?
Commander, something you need?
I like to know my crew. Mind if I ask you a few questions?
I can see where this is going. You did a background check on me, didn't you? Well, I'll tell you the same thing I told the captain. You want me as your pilot. I'm not good. I'm not even great. I am the best damn helmsman in the Alliance fleet. Top of my class in flight school, I earned that. All those commendations in my file, I earned every single one. Those weren't given to me as charity for my disease.
What are you talking about? Are you sick?
You mean you didn't know? Oh, crap. Okay, I've got Vrolik syndrome, brittle bone disease. The bones in my legs never develop properly. They're basically hollow, too much force and they'll shatter. Even with crutches and my leg braces, it's hard to get around. One wrong step and crack! It's very dramatic, but I've learned to manage my condition, Commander. Put the Normandy in my hands and I'll make her dance for you. Just don't ask me to get up and dance unless, you like the sound of snapping shin bones.
Why does everyone call you Joker?
It's a lot shorter than saying Alliance Flight Lieutenant Jeff Moreau. Plus, I love to make little children laugh.
I was just thinking how much you remind me of Santa Claus.
Look, I didn't pick the name. One of the instructors in flight school used to bug me about never smiling. She started calling me Joker, and it stuck.
Why didn't you ever smile?
Hey, I worked my ass off in flight school, Commander. The world's not gonna hand you anything if you go around grinning like an idiot. By the end of the year, I was the best pilot in the academy, even better than the instructors, and everybody knew it. They'd all got their asses kicked by the sickly kid with the creaky little legs. One guess who was smiling at graduation?
How'd you end up joining the Alliance?
Look, if you're looking for an inspirational tale of the crippled kid overcoming impossible odds, you're gonna be disappointed. My mother was a civilian contractor working for the Alliance. I basically grew up on the Arcturus station back when they were building up the fleets. Spend all that time around Alliance ships, there's a good chance you'll end up going to the Academy.
How's the Normandy performing? Is she everything they said she'd be?
She's the best ship in the fleet, if you've got a pilot who knows how to handle her. Balance isn't what you'd expect. Takes a while to get used to that oversized drive core we got stuffed in the back, and her power can sneak up on you if you're not careful. The Normandy's probably too much ship for your average Alliance pilot, Commander. Lucky for you, I'm anything but average.
I have to go.
Alright, see ya.
Hey, level up. I like how he's got to sneak in that he's the best pilot in every dialogue option there. Okay, so like I said, we're gonna go with Spectre here, which gives each point gives us an increase of well, to start with, 1 point increases the duration and damage of our abilities, health by 5%, maximum accuracy by 2%, and regeneration of an extra 0.4 accuracy per second. But each one gives you only an increment beyond that. Like this one gave me 0.5 damage and duration, 0.5% health, 1% accuracy, and 0.2% accuracy per second. Anyway, and then it just jumps up like that each time. Our goal is to get to this one here, Unity, and then we're going to go back to Intimidate and Shotgun. And once these are capped out, we'll focus on Spectre training and assault training. Actually, no, warp. We gotta warp focus on our powers. Although we should definitely get some heavy armor, I think. Open the galaxy map. Is there more we must do? So here's the galaxy map, guys. It'll right-click to zoom out, left-click to zoom in. Select destination planets. Select the destination scanner land. Supposedly constructed by the long-extinct Protheans, the colossal deep space station serves as the capital of the Citadel Council. Gravity is simulated through rotation, and is a comfortable 1.02 standard Gs on the words, and a light 0.3 standard Gs on the Presidium ring. Total length is 44.7 kilometers. It's got a 12.8 open diameter, 13.2 million population, not including keepers, and a gross weight of 7.11 billion metric tons. That's the Citadel. Right click, we can go out further. There's nothing else in the Serpent Nebula, just this. A little further. Here you go. So there's a bunch of places we can actually go. There's dig site. We don't actually have to go to any of these things here either. Like if I wanted to go over to the Hawking Ada, we could, or Eda, we could. But for now, we are going to go to Navaria. That's just where we're going to start. Your brother's the one who told you to do this? Interesting, I never knew that. So there are 2 planets in this system. There's Navaria, with Pax at it. Let's head over to this one first, the Strenus. Travel to another system? Yes. Hey, Faye! We just got off the Citadel. We're heading to Novaria first, at the suggestion of Astral. I'm doing pretty good, though. How are you? Okay, so this is the Strenus system. We're gonna explore from the closest planet here, the Yunto. Surrounded by a thick atmosphere of complex hydrocarbons, Yunthor has never been fully mapped. The surface is hot and completely covered by a global ocean of liquid hydrocarbons. There are indications of primitive organic life developing deep within the global ocean. It's got an orbitable period of 5.8 Earth years. Radius is 5,905 kilometers. Their days are about 5.2 Earth hours. And it's got a surface temperature of about 68 degrees Celsius. That's pretty hot, actually. Alright. Medallion recovered. Your scan uncovered an ancient deep space probe slowly orbiting Yunthor. Tally brought it on board, dismantled it, and found a League of One medallion hidden in its payload. What that means, but... yeah, so if you go to these planets, you get some these neat little lore about the planet, and you can have a chance to find some stuff. So, let's check out this one. This one is Antiterra. So Antiterra is a standard hydrogen-helium gas giant with traces of ammonia. Hydrocarbons in the atmosphere lend it a distinct brown tint. It's got a 52-year Earth orbital period, and its radius is about 35,417 kilometers, and in 1 day is 14.7 Earth hours. So it spins faster than Earth, but it takes a lot longer to get around its star. Astral doesn't know. Astral doesn't know hamburgers. Scans from orbit have detected a large concentration of helium-3. Cool. Trellin. Trellin is a lifeless rock with trace amounts of xenon and krypton. Its surface contains large amounts of iron and magnesium silicates. Due to heavily cratered terrain, starships are discouraged from landing. A Solarian religious cult claims that a certain pattern of overlapping craters in the southern hemisphere resembles their goddess. It has a 74.9 Earth years orbital period. Its day length is 36.7 Earth hours. And its surface temperature is minus 147 degrees Celsius. There's nothing to scan here, so that's it for that planet. And Zawin. Oh, this one's got a picture to it. Warning, level 1 cold hazard. Zawin has a thin atmosphere of carbon dioxide and ethane. The surface is frozen and mainly composed of cobalt with deposits of copper. Planetside conditions are hazardous, with constant ice storms racking the surface. Orbital period of 97.3 Earth years. Day length of 21.8 Earth hours. And the surface temperature is minus 131. So its day length is almost the same length as ours, but it's colder than this planet, which was not out as far. Interesting. And the Salgun. Satsalgun. A standard hydrogen and helium gas giant, the Salgun's atmosphere is tinted blue by trace quantities of methane. Its orbital period is 173.4 Earth years, and its day length is 15.5 Earth hours. Anyway, and this here is Strenuous. Strenuous? Hey, how was your weekend? Tell me about it. What'd you get up to? Alright, let's head over to Novara. Alright. So Novaria has, looks like 4 planets in its system. So we'll check the other 3 and then we'll go to Novaria. Svarog is a small but typical hydrogen and helium giant whose orbit lies quite close to the star. It is unusual for a star with a close orbiting gas giant to have a habitable world. Svarog is Pax's only gas giant, but its temperature, powerful winds, and high orbital velocity make it a poor candidate for helium-3 mining. While Novaria enjoys plentiful deuterium for its fusion plants, it imports all of its helium-3 from out of system. Its orbital period is 0.2 Earth years, and its day length is 13.4 Earth hours, so it goes around its sun fairly quick. Morana is an icy planetoid smaller than Earth's moon. Many planetary geologists suspect it was once an Oort cloud called Ice Dwarf, which migrated inwards after an encounter with some other body. While the crust is frozen water ice, deep layers are mostly silicates with pockets of magnesium and aluminum. Morana is tidally locked with Pax. The same side always faces the sun. It has a 17.7 year Earth year orbital period. Its days are 17.7 Earth years, and its surface temperature is minus 158 degrees. That's pretty cold. And Velis. This one looks poisonous. Velis has a thin atmosphere of xenon and krypton. Most other materials have frozen and fallen as snow. Its surface is composed of potassium with deposits of magnesium. Whilst investigating the primitive anaerobic life on Velis, binary helix survey teams have discovered a cunningly hidden anchorage of the ancient Krogan warlord Moro. Many records and artifacts of the Krogan rebellions were recovered and sold at auction. The empty base is now abandoned. So it has an orbital period of 136.3 Earth years, 62-hour day, and minus 220 degrees Celsius. Matriarch's writings recovered. Scans of the planet Velis reveal a small abandoned vessel. The salvage team brought the ship on board and dismantled it, whereupon they discovered one of Matriarch Dilinga's writings. Alright, let's head to Novaria, guys. Novaria is a small frozen terrestrial world, barely habitable by conventional definitions. It is privately chartered by the Novaria Development Corporation, who lease out labs to perform research too dangerous or controversial to be performed elsewhere. Given Novaria's unique situation, it is the source of many wild conspiracy theories. Colony founded 2163, population 361,000, Port Hanshin is the capital. It has an orbital period of 0.9 years, a day of 52 hours, and its surface temperature is minus 1 degree Celsius. Last weekend before school starts, are you excited? I'm gonna go visit my dad this weekend.
SSV Normandy, requesting a vector and a berth.
Normandy, your arrival was not scheduled. Our defense grid is armed and tracking you. State your business.
Citadel business. We got a Council Spectre aboard.
Landing access granted, Normandy. Be advised, we will be confirming identification on arrival. If confirmation cannot be established, your vessel will be impounded.
What a fun bunch. I think I'll take my next leave here.
Not at all, but kind of yes. Hey, that's good. I talked to Navigator Presley. Yes, I did.
If anyone has to take over for Captain Anderson, I'm glad it's you. I'm not sure about having non-humans on our ship, though.
We're all on the same team here, Presley.
With all due respect, sir, that's what they said about Nihilus. Look how that turned out.
Now this guy's killed by another Sarah.
Speak freely, Presley. I want to know if you have a problem with non-humans.
It's not that, Commander. Humanity has always handled its own problems. Saren attacked one of our colonies. We should be the ones to stop him. We don't need their help.
Well, Faye, that makes me happy to hear. This gives you something new to watch. But on top of that, if you have any questions, feel free to ask.
Some people think asking for help is a sign of weakness. That's just being stupid and stubborn. No matter how strong you are, allies can make you stronger.
I guess so. Maybe I'm just stuck in the old ways of thinking. But don't worry, Commander. This won't be a problem.
How did you end up assigned to the Normandy?
I signed up with the Alliance as a navigator right out of school, following in my grandfather's footsteps, I guess. My first posting was on the Agincourt. We were at Elysium during the Skillian Blitz. A massive fleet of alien raiders hit the colony, trying to wipe it out. They had the numbers, but their ships were no match for an Alliance frigate. It was a slaughter. We couldn't even keep track of how many ships they lost.
How'd you end up on the Normandy?
I got my officer's commission after Elysium. Must have made an impression on the right people. Captain asked for me when he was picking his crew.
Huh, alright.
Carry on, Presley.
So,
yes, sir.
You can do a lot of good things in this game. There's a lot of chatting with the crew that you can do. You can, and it's recommended between each mission that you do talk at least with your main party members. So we'll be doing that as much as possible, because you can get a bunch of side quests, which get you some good gear, some good story. Yeah. But anybody in chat who hasn't played this, feel free to ask questions. If you have played this, I encourage you to ask a question just to get dialogue going about the game. That'll help people who haven't played it get into it, I think. You got your crew members who actually come and sit and chat in the crew area, which is kind of neat. Oh, they give me stuff here. Alright. Is this the one with the alien sex? There is alien sex! Is Kaiden one of our crew?
Anything you need, Commander?
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
I've wasted enough of your time for now, Commander. We'll have time for personal debriefings later.
I've talked to you for like 8 seconds, dude.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
I don't see how we could have done things any better. At least not without getting to Eden Prime sooner. And we were on the scene faster than any other Alliance ship could have been.
We'll talk another time, Lieutenant.
Commander?
I approach him to talk and he's like... I'll speak that. Sleeper pod. When we're done this game, we can go through the codex and such if you guys want, but there's not necessarily any need for it. Watch Wintrigue, she's an alien. I believe Wintrigue's probably an alien. We'll explain her mannerisms. Dr. Chocolate.
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
How did you end up serving on an Alliance ship?
I enlisted right out of med school. Earth always seemed boring to me. Too safe. I wanted to travel the
Yeah, we
humanity
this.
Ever think you made the wrong choice?
But there's something special about working on soldiers.
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
Hey, she's not saying anything new, so we're skipping through that. Like her storage room. Does Wintrigue have alien sex? We can ask her when she gets here, because she'll probably answer. I'm gonna assume the answer is yes. The hell's the rest of my crew? My bed? I don't know if that's my... I feel like we're missing a huge part of the crew. Go down here. Time for elevator action, guys. Oh, okay, there's a bunch of them down here. They're raring and ready to go. Oh, dudes, check this out. We got a nice little thing here called the Mako. In fact, got some EXP for that.
Thanks for bringing me on board, Commander.
Here's
I
Garrus.
think working with the Spectre would be better than life at CSEC.
Have you worked with a Spectre before?
Well, no, but I know what they're like. Spectres make their own rules. You're free to handle things your way. At CSEC, you're buried by rules. The damn bureaucrats are always on your back.
For the most part, the rules are there for a reason.
Maybe. But sometimes it feels like the rules are only there to stop me from doing my work. If I'm trying to take down a suspect, it shouldn't matter how I do it, as long as I do it. But CSEC wants it done their way. Protocol and procedure come first. That's why I left.
I agree to a point here, Garrus.
So you just quit because you didn't like the way they do things?
There's more to it than that.
Yeah.
It started out bad, but as I rose in ranks, I got saddled with more and more red tape. CSEC's handling of Saren was typical. I just couldn't take it anymore. I hate leaving.
Something like Picard using Nemesis. Yeah, that's right. I completely forgot about that part. Thanks for reminding me, dudes.
I hope you made the right choice. I'd hate for you to regret it later.
Well, that's sort of why I teamed up with you. It's a chance for me to get off the Citadel, see how things are done outside CSEC. Either way, I plan to make the most of this.
Good.
And without CSEC headquarters looking over my shoulder, well, maybe I can get the job done my way for a change.
As long as you do your job well, you're free to go about your business as you see fit.
Thank you, Commander.
I like Garrus. He's a good character. Yeah, dudes, this is Mako, it's called. It's like a tank, and we do get to drive it. I'm really excited. Alliance Requisition Officer. What do
Hey,
you got
Commander. Looking for some extra supplies before you head out?
What have you got?
Whatever you want. Armor, weapons, mods. It's not standard Alliance issue, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Well, as long as you don't mind paying for it.
Why should I pay you for my weapons and armor?
My stuff doesn't come from the Alliance. I have to purchase it myself, and it's not cheap. Hell, the licenses alone have set me back more than I'd like. But no licenses, no goods. Without the goods, I'm out of a job.
What are licenses? Why do you need them?
Manufacturers sell licenses. Each license allows me to buy and sell a certain brand of products. I already have several basic ones, but you'll need to buy more if you want me to bring in different brands.
I think we bought some already.
Many of the best licenses are hard to get, but they're well worth the cost if you can find them.
What do the different manufacturers offer?
There are too many for me to keep track of, but each license will explain what it's good for.
How often will you get new items?
Well, that depends on how many licenses you've purchased, but I'll rotate items on a regular basis regardless. And anytime we land someplace with a big enough port, I'll buy, sell, and trade whatever I can. Check back often. I need to move items quickly, so only the most basic items will be stocked consistently.
Let's see what you've got.
You bet, Commander.
Alright, let's see here. Too expensive. Too expensive. A lot of this stuff is just way too expensive for me. I have $4,000. This is $274,000. Alright, that's good. That's at least a little more. Oh, grenade upgrade. You can buy that though. Yeah, so you can get armor for humans, Turians, and all that, but I don't have enough money to buy anything yet, so we're not gonna worry about that. Hey, Rex.
Nice ship you've got, Shepard. What can I do for you?
What's your story, Rex?
There's no story. Go ask the Quarian if you want stories.
You Krogan live for centuries. Don't tell me you haven't had a few interesting adventures.
Well, there was this one time the Turians almost wiped out our entire race. That was fun.
I heard about that. You know, they almost did the same to us.
It's not the same.
It seems pretty much the same to me.
So your people were infected with a genetic mutation? An infection that makes only a few in 1,000 children survive birth?
This guy here looks like one of the Jem'Hadar.
Suppose it's destroying your entire species?
I suppose it isn't all the same.
I don't expect you to understand, but don't compare humanity's fate with the Krogan.
Sorry, Rex. I wasn't trying to get you upset.
Your ignorance doesn't upset me, Shepard. As for the Krogan, I gave up on them long ago. The genophage infected us, but it's not what's killing us.
What can you tell me about the genophage?
Ask the Solarians if you want details. They made it.
Huh.
All I know, it makes breeding nearly impossible. Thousands die in stillbirth, and most never get that far. Every Krogan is infected. Every one. And no one's rushing to find a cure.
Why don't the Krogan try to find a cure?
When was the last time you saw a Krogan scientist? You ask a Krogan, would he rather find a cure for the genophage or fight for credits? He'll choose fighting every time. It's just who we are, Shepard. I can't change that. Nobody can.
Are your people really dying?
We're sure not getting any stronger. We're too spread out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
Lots of species have left their homes and prospered.
But they go to colonize new worlds. We're not settlers. We're warriors. We want to fight. So we leave. Hire ourselves out. And most of us never go back.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
Alright, let's hit record here again.